Hello, I'm Brandy. This is Hound Dog Hollow, and today is day 2 of the October Vlog Challenge, created by Palm Tree Brewitchery. Although this is a VR to Amethyst Ascension, although I usually post when I get up if I've pre-recorded, and this is going to be pre-recorded, so it might come up before her day 2 post. So this is just because I saw it first on her channel, and then I went back and watched several others. So today is change, and wow. So change is a double-edged sword for me. On the one hand, because change is literally what we're here to do, is to grow, to change, to manifest, to intend, to use our will and our spirit and our energy to create the world that we want and the lives that we want, and the manifestation of our intention. On the other, for a person who has experienced trauma, change can be catastrophic and terrifying and not at all a good thing. 0 stars, do not recommend. So I've just been thinking about it a little bit, and I think that the nature of the change is what makes it challenging. So a rapid, unexpected change can throw me into a full-blown tailspin. Like, I don't like change. You can ask anybody who knows me. I do not like change. I do not like change. I do not like change. And for the most part, I don't like change that is out of my control, that happens too quickly, or that I don't agree with. And so I know that comes from a place of trauma and fear. And some of the work that I want to do over the course of the next 6 months, and part of my intention for this last new moon through April, when the full moon will be in Libra, is to do that shadow work, to do that ancestral work, to dig deep and find the roots of this fear, and just sit there with it. But that is work for another day. The good thing about change, the way that I deal with change on the daily, is that I'm constantly changing, evolving, moving forward, manifesting, creating, putting energy out there for things to change and to grow. That is the actual day-to-day of change for me. I go to work to help people, to make the world a better place, to touch others, to facilitate my happiness, my life, in that it pays my bills. I go to school to learn, to get a further degree, to further push my goals. That is all change. That is all evolution. And evolution is change. I do my witchcraft to change the world into more of an image that I feel is appropriate, to shift my path, to manifest my desires, and to help and protect and to make the world a better place as much as I can. And frankly, every day that you do something that helps you grow is you're changing a little bit for the better. Your habits rewire your brain, and you are building the person who you want to be, or you're building the life that you want, or you're creating and manifesting the things that you desire, and that is change, and that is good. But I think that the reason that we perceive it as good is because it is our will, not somebody else's being forced onto us. Or that could be my perception, again, because of trauma. I have a couple really quick quotes. Change nothing and nothing changes. That's a good one. Be the change you want to see in the world is one that I live by. Because the world can be rough. And we have got to do our part to make it a better place. I firmly believe, ethically, morally, philosophically, that it is our responsibility to make things better, to help, to do our best, to put good energy out there, and to help get everything back on track. And it's a big work. Don't get overwhelmed. It's big work. Sometimes I get discouraged too, because when you're in a lot of fields, but particularly healthcare, you do see some of the saddest, worst things around. So it can get overwhelming, but don't let that happen. Change is good, and you can direct it. And it's especially good when you're directing it in the way that you want. So I will close with one final thought. There was a really popular quote, and it's probably a very old quote. I don't know exactly who said it, and I don't know exactly how old it is, but it's like it's Serenity's Prayer, right? And it's like, God, give me the power to accept the things I cannot change, like the strength to change the things I can, accept the things I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that is true. But also, in response, I also like the quote, I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept. I am actively being part of my community. I am actively voting, educating myself, educating others. It's not an issue that has anything particularly to do with this VR, and that's something that I particularly dive into on my challenge. But a couple things that are going on that we have to change or die or lose our moral values altogether is obviously our planet. We need to do better with. And if you're an American, children don't belong in cages. And if you don't like that, fight me. You can block me and unsubscribe. Children don't belong in cages, no matter what. So lots of things we got to change, and we cannot accept them. We have to move forward. We have to do the right thing. I firmly believe, and it comes out in my day-to-day life, much to my husband's worry. Bad things happen when good people stand by and do nothing. If you see something, say something. And you might have guessed it, but if you haven't, I am a very vocal person. And when I see something, even out on the street running errands, I will say something. Not just bad, good. You look beautiful today. I love your dress. Your child is so lovely. Just nice things, because putting good energy out into the world is priceless, costs nothing, and you get 100-fold return. But also, and this is where my husband gets terrified. If I see somebody trying to steal something, I will be like, hey, can I help you? Do you need assistance? And usually that's enough to divert the course of action. Yeah, risky behavior. I'm not advocating that for you. It's just once you've been trained as a cop, old habits die hard. So, change. It is the only thing, the only constant in the universe is change. Everything is changing. And, that's what the turning of the wheel is about. Cyclical change. Cycles. The lunar cycle. The solar cycle. The cycle of our lives. I mean, astrology, every language of the universe has these cyclical changes, and they're part of the fabric of everything. And I think that resisting can be natural, but also ultimately futile. The best we can hope for is to actively direct and sometimes the best we can hope for is to keep our head above water. But it's been an interesting topic. I'm getting a little bit too far down the rabbit hole. I'm really curious how other people are going to view this. I think I have just a fear of change in general, so that kind of taints my view. But I'm trying to be more open-minded, and I think for the most part, day-to-day change, evolution, cycle of life, those are all important. And I'm gonna do some work on unexpected catastrophe change, and I'll keep you guys posted, unless it's too painful. In which case I'll tell my Book of Shadows, but nobody else. Anyways, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.